just to say that, as we said in our manifesto, that our artistic practice is political and it's rooted in social life, in daily life. And today we just heard from the justice that this young Arab boy who got killed by the police, Mehdi, his family won't get any trial, and they just abandon all the pursuits, and so that makes us very upset, very angry, and there are already some protests that are being organized, and today, Sunday, and that's, if there were a statement to make, that would be that, just to say that yes, we do art, but we also keep fighting every day, and
so practically, because the title of your work is Coloniality, Conviviality, with a big question mark. And now what you were explaining means that it's not anymore, we had discussed quite a lot, we talk about a ghost or a spirit, but I think the colonial monster, it's actually lurking at the present moment through every families and every setting in the European context, because this is coming also out of your work, about the table, about coloniality, conviviality with a big question mark. So can you comment on this?
Yeah, the thing is that, how to say exactly, because nowadays everyone, I think a lot of persons have the impression that we are living in the convivial world and that everybody's happy and everything, and mostly if you think about the Western, it's like there is still a mirror or something, or a kind of unconscious way of considering how the things are going. And actually the coloniality still, how do you say that?
It's very present.
It's really present, and you cannot avoid thinking about how days are going right now without thinking about coloniality. So we wanted to play on words with the coloniality and conviviality, because we are not sure about the real conviviality. That's why we are asking the question, and that's why we decided to set the table and so on and so on.
Yeah, and also because there is a continuum. People, most of the time, they tend to, we talked about our society as a post-colonial society, which means that maybe we dealt with all the colonialism, all that, but there's a continuum between what happened back then in our countries, in my country, like Congo, but other African country, and other country that has been colonized or enslaved, and there's a continuum until today, and we can see the consequences of that also today, and that's also the reason why there is the whole installation can appear like something like a patchwork, right? There's different things. We put the hands who are very linked to the Congolese history, but there's also the neon on the table. The setup is in between actual time and old time, and just to also show that, you cannot talk, we cannot talk about conviviality today if we don't address colonialism and coloniality. And
the performative, the performative element of the work, it's very strong, and this symbolism, it's full of symbolic elements all around. The table that has these hands made on your request, based on the historical documents of the horrors that were going on in Congo in the time of King Leopold, the video of the Congolese woman who is going from one to the other colonial monuments, full in Brussels. This also lead me to a question, because you said people sit around the table and they want to talk about these things, but then you ask yourself, who is talking about colonialism? Who has the voice? What will be your answer to this today?
Who's talking? The thing is, this is actually, it's a good question because this the real battle right now, right? We always, I mean, at least when we work and also in our activism, there's always this debate between, do we need, like, let's say me as a black lesbian, do I have to sit around the table with white folks who are not LGBT, or do we, as like working class, do we need to sit around the table with more, let's say, bourgeois people? That's it's an interesting question. I think it's also a matter of what's the goal, what's the point, where are we are trying, to accomplish. Some will look at it. If we say, okay, let's all sit together and discuss. Some will look at it as a betrayal or a way to, we do boxing, so like lower your guard, and then and to be full, because we've been trying for, I mean, when I say we, it's not we, our elders also tried and to reconcile, to have that talk, but nothing is happening. And a day like today is just showing that nothing is happening, right?
Yeah, true. That thing. And also there is something that I wanted to add is, for example, in February, I met people from Mémoire du Congo. And so this is a kind of people who are really nostalgic about the past, that when they were living in Congo. And every time they are talking about the experience and saying always that it was so good, all good times and stuff like that. But as soon as you start to talk about the actual situation, there is a kind of that I don't know if they don't know how to reply or is they do not want to reply. But every time that I ask them the question about what do you think about the fact that voices are raised now against what's going on, every time they are saying, maybe there is a complot, what's the name? Saying it's against it's saying it's against the monarchy and against the king of Belgium, the actual one. So it's like to try to avoid every time the main questions.
And maybe to clarify also, what you're talking about, the Mémoire du Congo. So that's like this old, belong from very wealthy families who have their businesses out of the mineral or resources of the Congo. And we use that. You went there to make some audio, and we use that audio for the 3 audio piece that is in the installation. So to answer what you said also, that there's a lot of different pieces. There's the hands, there's the audio. There's also one aspect that might not depends. I don't know how people will look at it, but it might not appear very clearly. But the fact that we made this flag out of the three flag, like the Belgian flag, the rainbow flag, and the Congolese flag, and that was a way to say that we are queer, we are lesbian and queer, and we it's important that our voice is not erased in a way. Well,
maybe we can just conclude with a fantastic manifesto. You have this manifesto there that is imprinted, its words. It has this classical format of the avant-garde movements hundreds of years ago to write a manifesto, but also has the trajectories that you insisted so much also on the cloth of the table. It's this rainbow and the paths of how to come together. So a final point on the manifesto and on the imagery.
Yeah, the thing with the manifesto is also the fact that that was when we really start working. We were working together before, but this time the project was go out genealogy of amnesia. It was and the manifesto was we started it as a way to also question ourselves. Like we spent afternoon talking like, why are we doing this, you know? And it's also to link to what we said before, you know, in the beginning. Is like, it's the link, the cross, our road are crossing, and we are trying to make this cross stick together, you know, like between activism and art, and also to really say from where we are speaking. You know? I don't know if you want to add like
No, and yeah, I definitely agree. And also there is something about the itineraries that, it's like symbolic of life, actually, because this is the way you build yourself as a person with your own identity. You never go straight on straight lines. And actually, the thing is that we took this one from a project, from the workshop we should have done in Vienna, and this is the way we think that to avoid amnesia, this is a way to avoid amnesia, to let the people to cross the path of each other, to talk and to meet each other, and to, you know, just, to meet and to consider where you are from, where you are, and where you plan to go. That's kind of, this is a picture.
Okay, I think we are in the end, and I want really to finish the film that we will do in this small corner down, because I think it's a fantastic place to say the final thoughts. I think many ask, including us, why we are doing this, you know, why we are doing this in the impossible condition, impossible times where actually many other things are important. But then before you, it was the student artist talking, and I can tell you very clearly that after listening to them and all the positions today, I got a very clear answer. It's very worth to do this, because actually the contingency and the possibilities for the future are open in this present moment. And something will definitely change. Good. Thank you.